Welcome back, HARBROs and HARBROettes, to HARBRO Freight, quality videos, lowest prices. And today we're going to do what we've been doing for the last few parking lot sales, is go into which ratchets we should buy, which of our best deals we should buy. With that, if you find this useful, please consider liking and or subscribing and or hyping and helping us get to 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That's nuts. I appreciate everybody. And let's jump right in. But first, who has taken advantage of the super ITC deals? If you have, what have you gotten? Going on through the 16th, I'm sure some of you have gotten your lights. In which color? Let me know, please. It's always fun to know. Or what else have you gotten? Did you pick up your icon red screwdrivers before the green screwdrivers come out? Let me know. Super interested. But let's jump in. And of course, the flyer is out. A few of you have told me, and it's common knowledge. It excludes Ratchet service sets. But this is what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the 40% off icon ratchets. Of course, it excludes the service sets, and hopefully we can help you make a decision if you're going after some icon. So let's start with the G2 ratchets, because those are the Generation 2 ratchets that have come out earlier this year. I believe it was in April, and they released 9 new G2 ratchets. I believe they're going to release another 20 more, which makes sense. We'll go over most of the ratchets here today, but anyways, we digress. Let's look at the first round of ratchets I recommend. And I recommend, unless you already have some decent ratchets, G2 ratchets is the line to go into. 1, because Icon makes very quality tools, and 2, you're going to get these at a 40% discount. And that's absolutely nuts, especially if you don't have a ratchet, or maybe you're rocking a Pittsburgh ratchet. Don't hate on the Pittsburgh ratchets, but getting 40% off some professional ratchets is where it's at. And you might as well go with the Generation 2 ratchets, which is why we're saying these might sell out pretty early on in the week. But again, we'll start here. The Icon G2 drive, 1/4-inch drive, 9-inch long locking flex ratchet with comfort grip. And we're going to use this first one as an example as to what's the difference between the Icon G2 and the earlier generation ratchets. So here, this is going to be the locking flex head. Of course, going to be a little bit more premium of a ratchet, and it comes in 1/4-inch, 3/8 inch, very nicely priced, and the 1/2 inch all the way up to $120. But again, we'll start off with the 1/4-inch. Let's look at the product highlights. Now, this is going to be the difference. What's new in the G2 ratchets? So here's a pop out of everything that's in the ratchet. One of the things that's different is the split pawl technology. Here it says it's for ultimate strength and lifetime performance, but essentially what the split pawl does, it's a stronger bite, more precise ratcheting, and then just better precision, better tolerances within the ratcheting mechanism. So already that's a big plus versus the first generation. Here it says the hardened pawl engages 5 gear teeth for greater torque and durability. This ratcheting mechanism is made of nickel chrome moly gear for superior durability, so improved materials, 72 precision machined teeth for a tight 5-degree arc swing. Fully sealed head keeps debris out for longer tool life, where the earlier tool generation didn't necessarily have that. And if you've seen or done any restoration on old ratchets, a lot of the time the thing that starts going is the ratcheting mechanism, I guess, obviously, because debris, oil, things will get in there. So the longer you can keep the inside mechanism clean, the longer theoretically your tool should last. The 2-piece switch lever provides secure engagement without auto reversing, which I think was a big issue on the earlier generation ratchets. I think that was one of the common complaints, and it's engineered with minimal backdrag for removing loose fasteners. And then the handle, hardened chrome moly steel ratchet forged for exceptional strength and durability. So those are the main differences versus the early generation. And we'll start off here with the 1/4-inch, 9-inch drive flex head, locking flex head at $55. You get this down to $33. You get an exceptional ratchet with a TPV grip for comfort, 132 degrees of range and 9 locking positions for the flex head for $33. And we'll kind of speed through the 3/8 inch, same concept. It's already $69.99, which is nice. This is a 14-inch locking flex head with comfort grip, and at 40% off, you're getting it for $42, saving $27. excellent deal. And then the 1/2 inch coming in at 120, but this is a 26-inch locking flex head ratchet. So 1/2 inch, 26-inch. So definitely a lot bigger ratchet. Definitely has a comfort grip, but at 40% off, you're getting it for $72. So excellent deal. Moving on, that's the flex head with comfort grip. Going to be the more premium ratchet, G2 ratchets that are out right now. But then we have the G2 1/4-inch drive. This is 12.5 inch extra long ratchet with comfort grip. Now this is a non-flex head, but it'll still have all of the product highlights and most of the specs. This one has 72 teeth. These all come with lifetime warranty. And there's a good shot of the internals, the split pawl. And here it is covered. Sealed head ratchet. And the 1/4 inch comes in at $45. They're 12.5 inches. At 60%, you're gonna get it for $27. An Icon ratchet for $27, that's tough to beat. Of course, compared to Snap-on, the 3/8 inch, again, all things the same, except this time it's a 20-inch non-flex, but with comfort grip. It is an extra long ratchet, and at $60, you're gonna get it down to $36, which is great. And then of course the 1/2 inch going up to $75. This is a 26-inch long, extra long ratchet with comfort grip, and at $75, 40%, you're getting it for $45. $45. What a steal of a deal. And then the last three in the G2 in the G2 line is really just the non-comfort grip. So if you were looking for a deal with a non-comfort grip, they're the same price. They're gonna be the same price. So it really just depends on taste and whether you like the comfort grip or not. But they're both gonna be $44.99 for the 1/4 inch, $59.99 for the 3/8 inch, and the 1/2 inch is coming in at $75. So again, you'll get those for $45 for the 1/2 inch, $36 for the 3/8 inch, and $27 for the 1/4 inch. And those are your choices for the G2 ratchets. Again, those are solid choices, covers most work, but that's what's out for the G2 line. I believe expect the rest of the G2 ratchets, I think from SEMA and from some of the comments I've seen, they should all be out by spring of 2026. So take that for what it's worth. Next, we got the rest of the ratchets, non-G2 ratchets. These are the classic Icon ratchets that we've known for since before April. And there are some deals to be had here, but there's one, once the G2 for this comes out, it'll fly off the shelves. But this is still the classic Icon gold-plated edition ratchet. 24-karat gold-plated professional ratchet. Precision machine gears to provide smooth ratcheting action for better access to the most difficult to reach fasteners. And these rarely go on sale. You have this one in the 1/4 inch and the 3/8 inch. In the 1/4 inch here, we don't have to do the math. At 40% off, you're getting it for $27. Special edition. If you don't have a gold ratchet, you kind of need to get one to join the club. Just kidding, you don't have to, but fun to do. And then for the 3/8 inch, it's coming in at $55. And at 40% off, $5. And at 40% off, you're getting it for $33, which is an excellent deal on the gold ratchets, because those rarely go on sale. And if they do, not for 40% off. And then here we have the 3/8 inch professional long reach flex head ratchet with comfort grip. It's at $58 compared to the G2, which is up to $69.99. So there's already about a $12 difference. So again, there is a discount and a deal to be had if you're okay with the first generation, because you'll still get it at 40% off. Get it down to less than $35, so $34.80. So there's a slight discount with the older generation. And then of course, the 1/2 inch drive long reach flex head ratchet with comfort grip. Of course, the 1/2 inch is at $120 with its new comfort grip, although this is the extra long reach. This one is about just under 18 inches compared to the 26 inch, so also a little bit less of a reach, but still at $68. Not a bad price. And at 40% off, you're getting it for $40.80. So still, for a 1/2 inch flex head comfort grip, you're getting a great deal for what it's worth at $40.80. And then of course, similar deals for the non-comfort grip. They are the same prices for the 3/8 inch and the 1/2 inch, just non-comfort grip, to each their own. And then here we have the 1/4 inch flex head ratchet with comfort grip, but this is also a flex head, just the non-long reach. So you can start seeing where all the new G2 ratchets that haven't come out, which ones they will be replacing. This is the 1/4 inch flex head with comfort grip, just non-long reach, and this is at $38. 90 teeth, 4-degree arc swing, and already for $38, but getting 40% off, getting down to $22.80. $22.80 for an Icon ratchet is, I would say, a really good deal. Precision machine, low profile, flex head, 180 degrees. Then for the 3/8 inch, this is at $48. This one says it's not sealed. This says do not immerse in fluids at $48. Getting at 60% off, getting it for $28.08 for a 3/8 inch drive flex head with comfort grip ratchet. Solid deal. And then of course the 1/2 inch priced at $53, flex head comfort grip, and at 40% off, you're getting it for $31.80. And this one, even though it's not the long ratchet, still coming in at 12 inches, which is above average. And then of course you have the non-comfort grip, non-flex options available in 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch. You have some G2s sneaking in here, the gold ratchets. Then you do have some of the more specific ratchets. Here you have the 3/8 inch drive professional short low profile ratchet. So we're getting a little bit more specific, coming in at $40, and then 40% off, getting for $24 there. If this is something you are in the market for. And then similar with the low profile ratchet with comfort grip in 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, and 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch at $48, getting it down to $28.80. The 3/8 inch coming in at $43, getting that for 40%, getting that for $25.80. And then the 1/4 inch low profile ratchet with comfort grip, $33, 40% off, getting it for sub $20, $19.80. And then of course you have the stubby options. If you're missing the stubby, any of the stubby ratchets in your toolbox, this would also be the time to get it. The 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch non-comfort grip, low profile, the 1/4 inch coming in at $28, and then getting 40% off of that, get it down to $16.80. And of course the 3/8 inch drive professional stubby low profile ratchet, $33, getting that down to $19.80. And that's roughly it for the ratchets that are available right now for Icon. Again, does not include ratchet service sets, doesn't include torque wrenches, just includes the Icon ratchets. But I hope this was a decent overview as to what you should get. I would steer towards the G2 ratchets. There are only 9 out, so they might not fit what you're doing. And then of course they do still have a plethora, a smorgasbord of other non-G2 ratchets available. I recommend the gold ratchet just to become an official HARBRO. But either way, I'll leave it at that. Let me know what I got wrong. Let me know which ratchets you're getting. Let me know what ITC deals you've gotten. Look at these brand new Doyle tools or Doyle rules. New stripper for us to fall in love with. New drain cleaners for us to clean our drains with, declog our pipes. More drain cleaner cutter sets and a premium sectional drain cleaner machine. Everything to clean some drains. But let me know which ratchets you're getting. And as always, happy harbor freighting, happy shopping, good luck out there. Get your super ITC deals, get your light, let me know which color, and your screwdrivers or anything else. And as soon as I have some more deals, I will send them your way.